So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose.
Well, hey everybody, it's me, Shane Kippel, spinner from Degrassi. I know, yes, I'm aging like a fine wine. Don't stop with the compliments. I can't take all of that. I'm blushing. I'm blushing. Right here though, I'm here for a different reason. Make sure you subscribe to Crazy Cat Lady's channel, so you could see, lots of Degrassi type content. Okay, and you might hear some stories. You might get some different takes, like this take right now.
So before we begin talking about the characters that are on here regularly, let's talk about the character we have not seen in a long time. An actor who I keep on my videos all the time. Shane, nice to see you back on the show again. I know this is not recent you. This is old. This is the younger version of you. Spinner. He has to have a little cameo where he hires uh on with Eli, and he hires him, and that's basically all we see of Spinner. So, but it's nice to see him again. I knew if we see any of the older characters show up, it would only be like a small clip it, and see if anybody who had watched the show as long as I have would notice, since it's no longer their show. But it was nice to see him again, and it looks like he owns the calf. So yeah, did that. So let's get on with the stories we have on today. So okay, so let's get started. I got the characters' name list on here, so not everybody has. Ignore that. Not every single character on here is on. So I might group them together, and stuff like that. If I see a character on here, and sorry about the dogs. So we're gonna skip Luke because Luke only is only one episode, but he and Becky are most because he's in jail right now. But Becky or in juvenile hall. But Becky, we'll get to that part with Becky. Drew and Becky are only together for a little bit of the season. He's mostly spends this season single. He thinks that he's a dad for a little bit, Claire, but Claire learns that the baby is actually in her belly a lot longer, so it's actually Eli's baby. Sadly, the baby gets miscarriage, and yeah, that's very sad. And Claire has to learn that maybe she needs a little time off from doing schoolwork because what she's been through. She's dealt with cancer, and the baby dying, and so a lot on her plate. So she wanted to take a year off. So it makes sense that she would want at the very end of the season she would want to take a gap year. So, Snake, sadly he loses his job after everything has happened, and I don't think he should be one that's blamed, but. And we get so yeah, Eli already covered his story. Becky ends up dating a guy named Noah for a little bit after she leaves, stops dating Drew, and so okay, and gets getting robbed by him eventually because he I guess he did drugs in the past. So that's all we know about Noah after that. So let's see. We did Zoe. Let's just cover her whole entire thing. She ends up starting a whole entire thing with the app with Grace, and they end up doing an app where they show where they're basically prostitutes, and all the cheerleaders have to do it. Frankie's the only one that is actually smart, even though she doesn't want. She's the only one that gets out of it fast. But she ends up almost having to tell everybody it's her fault because her dad's a jerk. And so, but she tries to get back at her dad eventually. Zoe ends up not having many friends because she's the one. It's her idea to do it at the very end of it. So, and it takes like, how many episodes does it take for Snake to Mr. Simpson finds out? Like 5 episodes. I was like, oh, I was watching this. I wonder how long Mr. Simpson takes for the system to find out. So yeah. So we already did Grace. That's what. Zig gets wrapped up, but ends up leaving the house because she ends up him and Maya end up dating, and their mom doesn't want them dating while they're under the same roof. So he goes to date with Tiny, and we find out that Tiny's brother is actually Vincent, and so they get wrapped in with the old, and it's wrapped up with the gang in that. I think that kid Derek, I think his name was. No, Devin. No, okay, I'll get when I see his name. But the kid who was friends with them. Let me see if I can find his name. Not Hunter. But it doesn't say on here his name. But apparently, I think the kid that ends up stabbing Tanny and it almost gets shot. It gets shot by Vincent. So, and Vincent eventually gets him going to jail during they have a musical play that Winston does for Frankie. So let's hope we never see Vincent ever again. We'll find out. Then don't tell me if we do. So we got Dallas, who mostly is now dating, is now dating Allie still. Basically, he has to go and be karate in Japan, do hockey in Japan. That's good for him. I already told you, Winston, Tristan, and Miles end up dating, and he gets mad at Miles for having feelings for Maya. And also, he finds a girl. He finds a boyfriend online. So that's basically all Tristan gets to deal with. I already did with Claire. Image, and has to deal with the fact that Jacqueline has not told. Okay, I gotta take care of something. Let me see. Hunter is dating one of the cheerleaders who wasn't a cheerleader very long, and he's basically the anime nerd of this show, which is about time we finally get somebody who likes anime. That's basically it, and he gets mad at his brother for a little bit. So Imogen ends up having to deal with the fact that that Jacqueline is not out of the closet yet. And so they break up for a little bit, but they get back together by the end of the season. So yeah. And Connor, not much. Maya, I think I already covered her. Jenna, not much. Frankie, not much. Tiny, I already talked about him. Okay, let's talk about what happens with the show the little movie that they have, mini movie they have here during summer school. Who was basically just the group. So Maya ends up getting kidnapped during the last episode by two characters that we'll find. I don't know if they're gonna be in the show because I doubt it because they're both being arrested. And so Shauna, it doesn't really show them if they're on here. Okay. Summer Girl. So they end up having she ends up Gorla. Okay. She ends up working for a famous person, taking and babysitting her kids, and teaching her. And the lady learns to take care of her kids instead of just doing work. And Frankie ends up working for her dad a little bit, and dating one of the guys. Being tricked him. Winston doesn't like that, so they break up. Zoe and I guess Grace end up becoming the new gay girls at the very end. So and they both almost get kidnapped. They think it's the teacher, but the teacher is mostly doing an investigation. So basically, the teacher during the summer school was just a red herring. So just to throw you off, it's never the first person when it comes to they think they show you off when it comes to mystery stuff. So I knew it wasn't him. So yeah. And I think that's basically it about that thing. But this season was alright. So we'll see what happens next season. So see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and let me know if I forgot anything. And bye bye. And remember, we'll get through. We can get. We know we can make this through, and hopefully next season they'll have a better theme song. Bye bye.